I think so. You're gonna record this, right? I'm recording.
Hi everybody, I'm Jon, one of the best fans. First off, I want to thank Uncle Oscar at the Zeneta. Uncle Felix, Fiona, where you guys at? Thank you for everything. You know, without you guys, today would not be possible. You have literally impacted every single person in this room. So thank you very much. Beth, you look stunning. Believe me, you look stunning. So I've known Robert since I was about 3 years old. So me and Robert have known each other our whole lives. And one of the things I regret most is not being with Beth and Robert's journey. While I've been away, Robert's been my bridge between two worlds. So I've been away, he's been my bridge to home. So I thank every day, Robert, thank you every day. You know, you've impacted my life. Amazing, like, incredibly. Thank you. So, Beth and Robert, I literally just had our first double date a week ago. I've known Robert for 23 years, and we've had our first double date with Beth a week ago. So Beth, Robert, I really want to enjoy the rest of our lives. Hopefully I am close to you guys. You are a beautiful couple. Robert, you are a different person with Beth. I've come home in short periods, and every time I come back, Robert is a completely different person. He is more mature, smarter, wiser. Still funny guy.
That's right. That's right.
So here's to you guys for a beautiful life, for a beautiful future family, beautiful home. Here's to you guys. So my other best man is Thomas Wall, the very rich, single, handsome Thomas Wall.
Where are you?
Thomas Wall.
I'd like to apologize for reading minds. I just want to say everything. I want to say it correctly. So, I'm not good at winging it like Jon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Thomas, Crimson number 6, the co-best man, best man 1A, 1B, whichever you want to call it. I would like to thank everyone for coming out here today, especially for those of you who came from out of town. I'm especially glad to be here on this occasion to celebrate this wonderful day with someone who I consider my best friend. So I've known Robert since kindergarten, which means since before we learned that Barney was actually a purple dinosaur, and that girls don't actually have cooties. Although we met in kinder, it wasn't until 4th grade when I started to hang out with Robert and noticed a little more about him. I noticed that he was very friendly, very polite, kind, and a bit of a soft-hearted kid. Actually, he was like a mama's boy who I caught crying after his parents dropped him off to school. Now I know that Robert had a pretty bad case of allergies where he would always rub his itchy eyes, outside by the grass during recess until his eyes were red. This was inside the classroom and during prayer when Sister Selena would ask us who we'd like to pray for, and Robert would respond for my mom and dad. So I knew this had to be the reason why every time I looked up at him during prayer, he was sniffling and wiping his eyes. Remind you, you were in 4th grade and crying was unacceptable. Anyhow, all roasting aside, this just goes to show how family-oriented and caring Robert was and still is of his loved ones. These are some of the qualities I saw in him that made me want to become his friend, as I wasn't one who made friends easily. He earned my friendship with these qualities, and this is the reason why I'm sure he will make a great friend and husband to Beth. Now, I know I'm supposed to share more stories with you guys, but it will be impossible because there are too many. And the fact that 80% of those stories wouldn't be fit for public consumption. Just kidding, but in all seriousness, Robert has been a great friend anyone can ask for. We've known each other for 20 years now, and I'm honored to be one of his best men. Throughout those 20 years, Robert has been a great friend to me, and has done things for me in which I can never pay him back for. I'll never get the times Robert drove me home after a long night of drinking, so that I wouldn't have to worry about being the DD. And the countless times I asked Robert for dating advice and then end up texting the girl what he said word for word. And I'll never forget the time he bought me an expensive hat for my birthday, in which I only wore once and wanted to sell. Robert was always positive, upbeat, and full of energy. He could brighten up anyone's day by saying his favorite word, woo! Which became our household saying. During high school, Robert would always come over to our house, and every time he saw my dad, he would go, "Hey, Mr. Hua, woo!" Then my brother would come out from his room and go, "Woo!" And I'd go, "Woo!" This could go on back and forth for minutes. There are many other stories I could share, but then we'd just be sitting here all night. Some of the most memorable ones include the countless times we pranked our friend Paul over the weekends instead of going to parties. And the times we went to the mall with no intentions of buying anything.
Game off.
All the times Robert showed up to my family events without knowing what the occasion was. We hung out together so much that there were even rumors going around, spread by my cousin, that me and Robert were together. My brother would call us Rob and Big, even though Robert was the bigger one. Some of my relatives were used to seeing Robert at my family events were shocked if he wasn't there. They'd be like, "Hey, where's your boyfriend at? Isn't he always with you?" Of course, I knew they were joking, but this wasn't a good look. Ever since then, a part of me was wishing that one of us would end up with a girlfriend so that these speculations would end. So thanks, Beth, for clearing it out for everyone. But Beth has been a true blessing to our lives. Robert and Beth started dating in 2008, which means I've been the third wheel for about 8 years now. It's been quite fun, honestly. I go on free trips to Concord and never have to worry about driving or being the DD. But it was on those third wheel trips that I knew Beth was the one for Robert. I noticed they share a lot of the same interests and have a similar sense of humor. They both love to talk and could go on for hours talking to each other in the car while I napped in the back seat. They were like soulmates. No more Rob and Big, it was now Rob and Beth. There was this connection between them in which I have always admired in the relationship. They also work great as a team and balance one another. One example is how indecisive Robert is when choosing where to eat. He can spend a lot of time weighing out the pros and cons between Del Taco and Taco Bell, and then end up not even choosing any of them. But Beth doesn't seem to have this problem, which is why she's a great addition to have on our food runs. But ever since Robert started dating Beth, I've noticed that he's more happy, content, responsible, and mature. And even though he calmed down on the woos, he is still the same kind-hearted, caring, and soft-loving person he was in 4th grade who cried in class because he missed his parents. These are the standards he has always maintained as a person, and I know that Robert will maintain these standards as a loving husband to Beth. I'm sure everybody agrees you two make a great couple, and it's just been fantastic to be a part of the celebration of your dear love towards each other. It now gives me immense pleasure to invite everyone here to raise their glass and a toast for Rob and Beth. Happily ever after to Mr. and Mrs. Pangelinen.